everybody, welcome back once again. We are in the middle of day one here at TESOL 2022. My name is Amy Sweezy, and I have another Amy with me here, a special guest from St. Paul, Minnesota. You are actually the president of the mini TESOL, which is not mini small, but mini Minneapolis, right?
Yes,
Minnesota.
that's right.
So welcome. I want to talk a little bit about, because you're an author and you are the co-author of a book, Teacher Leadership for School-Wide English Learning. Can you tell me a little bit about the book and kind of how it came about?
Absolutely. So the book really originates in a federal grant program that my colleague Michelle Benegas and I work on, and that grant is called English Learners in the Mainstream, and it is a grant that focuses on leveraging the expertise that already exists in schools through the ESOL or ESL teacher, and sort of scaling that knowledge through a train-the-trainer kind of model. So essentially what SWEL or School-Wide English Learning is an expansion on that grant work. And what we do is we work with existing ESL or TESOL teachers who are oftentimes only one of or two teachers in a school building serving large numbers of multilingual students. And we know that they only get to spend a very small portion of their teaching day with each individual student. And those students, those multilingual learners, are actually going out and spending anywhere from 6 to 7 hours with teachers who are actually not trained in teaching language. And so our program, SWEL, is really designed to train those ESL teachers to share their knowledge and expertise with their colleagues who spend the majority of the time with the language learners anyway. And we also know there's not a lot of recent data on it, but in 2008, a study looked at how frequently teachers are trained in working with language learners, and only about 29% of general education teachers have any background in working with language learners or helping to attend to second language acquisition. And so this is a way to help fill in that gap in knowledge that a lot of general education teachers, they just were never given that background knowledge in their teacher education programs. And so the ESL teacher comes to our trainings, and we provide them with a framework for facilitating professional development to their colleagues. We also give them materials to do that with the blanket permission that they should definitely tailor it to their local needs. They know the site better than we do, and so they should make sure they're making changes that are appropriate to what they know about their site. And that can be a school, it can be a district, it could even be a state education agency. They also are trained to provide more direct support in a one-on-one or even a small group, peer collaborative kind of coaching relationship where they're not evaluating the teacher they work with, but they're helping to support them through co-planning, model teaching, providing strategies and resources in a one-on-one or a smaller setting where the teacher they work with actually identify something they want to work on related to supporting the language learners in their classrooms. And so the whole model itself is really made to address what we know about good professional development, and that is it's sustained, it's very site specific, so it meets the needs of the individual school setting, and it is embedded within it is collaboration and coaching that creates this sort of ongoing part of a systemic way of learning about how to support language learners across an entire school setting.
Okay, so it feels like you have, two different audiences. You have the educator and then you have the student.
We do.
So first, let's chat about the educator. How does this framework benefit them?
Well, what we've learned so far about the work, and I think we're in our 6th year of doing variation, at least on the theme and building what has now become the Schoolwide English Learning Model, or SWEL model. What we have learned in terms of how it impacts the educators is that, first of all, many of the teachers we've worked with and the qualitative data we've collected around their experiences have shared that they feel as if their colleagues have a new and better understanding of what it is they know and are trained to do, and frankly, even just their role in the school. The ESL teacher is often kind of the mysterious teacher down the hall who, you know, works with the students who are acquiring English and have multiple languages in their lives, in their knowledge base. And it isn't always clear to the other teachers in the building what their expertise is. So becoming a SWEL coach, is what we call them, has really helped to enhance the broader understanding of what they do. And in schools where they're co-teaching with a general education teacher, the SWEL coaches now have a framework for how they use that co-teaching time, and again, they feel empowered by being able to share their expertise and having their colleagues better understand what it is they know how to do. It also really helps to ensure that when they're not in the room with the students are still getting the supports that they need in terms of language scaffolding and acquisition, and that's reassuring to the SWEL coaches, because they feel more confident that they don't have to be with the student to know that they're getting those supports.
Right. Okay. And then the students, the impacts on the students?
Yes, absolutely. So the students, again, ultimately benefit from the ongoing or sustained attention to language learning that really honors their background knowledge, helps to scaffold the language, recognizes that they have all of the skill sets that they need to learn the content. It's really just the language that needs to be scaffolded and supported. And so the students benefit greatly from that. We also know there's research on collaborative teaching that shows that students benefit greatly by seeing the teachers work together, and that's for a variety of reasons. It often leads to a more harmonious work environment. The collaboration of experts in different areas creates an environment for much more effective instruction, and the students obviously are the direct recipients of that improved instruction.
Right. And is this primarily for younger kids, or is it all K through 12, or?
That's a great question. We actually work with, we started working exclusively with K through 12, but we've branched out even into higher ed environments. We've trained faculty members who work in schools that have multilingual learners who they may not qualify for any kind of English language support, but still benefit from many of the same teaching strategies and having the faculty understand what second language acquisition looks like. So we've done everything now from pre-K to higher ed to adult basic education, adult ESL. All of those environments tend to be pretty adaptable to the model itself. And the model is designed to be flexible because Michelle, my colleague, and I, who's the co-creator, believe very strongly that one size does not fit all. It just doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't work, and so creating a didactic sort of, you have to follow this to the T, felt counterintuitive to us. So we try to make it clear that the teachers who become SWEL coaches are really meant to use their professional discretion and expertise to make choices around what works best.
Okay. You've obviously been around TESOL for a long time. You're involved at the is it the local level or the affiliate level, state level?
Yeah, mini TESOL, shout out.
So yes. So what's your advice to someone who's maybe on the fence, thinking about membership but not sure?
Well, I think one of the single biggest benefits to participating in either your local affiliate of TESOL, in my case Mini TESOL, or the international TESOL international context, or both, or multiple. I think the single biggest benefit to me is my ongoing professional learning. I come to this conference and I go to my local conference and I learn so much from my colleagues, and especially I learn a lot from the K-12 teachers who present on what they're doing in the classroom. It helps keep my knowledge fresh, and I come away really jazzed about new ideas and ways of thinking about how to support multilingual learners throughout the school day. It helps me to kind of think beyond what I was taught to do in my teacher ed program, which was way back, in like 1998. A lot of new things have been learned since then, and TESOL is kind of my go-to place to find out what is best practice, what is the newest thing that our learning works for students, and really just, and then networking. I meet a ton of great people here. TESOL International in particular is so global, and all of us in the field, I think it's fair to say, really celebrate and want to be in that environment that's multilingual, that's global,
yes,
where we have cultures and people from a variety of backgrounds coming together.
And you're back in person this year. How excited are you to be here?
It is
face to face.
So wonderful to be back in person. I mean, the virtual conference last year was also outstanding and I learned a lot. But there's really nothing like walking the halls, bumping into old colleagues, old grad school friends of mine who are spread out across the country, meeting. We did a session yesterday and we had 3 different countries represented out of 15 participants.
Wow.
And, we just make connections all over the place, and it's just very gratifying to be part of.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for being here, Amy Stolpestad. We
Yes.
appreciate, congratulations on writing the book. We appreciate all the information that you've shared with us.
Thank you.
And have a great convention.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take care.